Well, right now, billionaire Elon Musk and former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy are on Capitol Hill. They are meeting with Republican lawmakers. Trump plans to have them lead what he is calling the Department of Government Efficiency. DOGE would not be an actual department, but rather an advisory commission tasked with reviewing regulations and federal spending and recommending what should stay, what should go, and what should change. But any major recommendation by DOGE would need Congress to sign off and likely need support from some Democrats, because while Republicans will control the House and the Senate starting next month, the GOP's margin in the House will actually be smaller than it is right now. So let's bring in NewsNation's Joe Connell live for us on Capitol Hill. Joe, what are you hearing about these discussions so far?
Well, they're happening this morning already and into the afternoon. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, both are here. We know that they met with a Senate DOGE caucus, as they're calling it, this group in the Senate that's actually meant to be ambassadors between the Capitol and the DOGE department, whatever it may be. And then they're meeting later on the House side of the Capitol, 3 o'clock. Those meetings are going, as we've heard, decently well. There's a lot of interest and enthusiasm, certainly among Republicans, for an idea like this. The idea of cutting back the federal budget is not new and trying to find more efficient ways to do government. The challenge is that over and over again, generations of lawmakers have tried this and have come up short because it's significantly difficult to try to take any government agency with a significant budget and scale it back in a meaningful way. That's what they are trying to do anyway, which, again, is sparking a lot of interest, but still a lot of questions as to how exactly they're going to do it. Let's lay out some of what they've said. They're really ambitious goals here. One is to cut something like $2 trillion from the federal budget of about $6 trillion total. So a third of it, obviously, that's not going to be something that can be done overnight or in an easy way. They say they're going to be trying to cut the federal workforce by some 2 million workers, which, again, would likely mean, if feasible at all, they're going to have to reclassify certain workers, because right now it's not an easy thing to just snap your fingers and fire federal government employees overnight. Other ideas that they have gone toward is significantly cutting back regulation. They say that would be one way where you can sort of find more dollars in places where it is now not being spent in a smart way. All of this, again, a big challenge. And the fact that neither of these guys have government experience means they're going to be trying to pull the levers of power here for the first time in Congress, something they are not familiar with. We talked to some lawmakers today about this, including Congressman Jim Jordan, who told us the fact that these two don't have government experience is actually a benefit, not a liability.
And I think that's probably a positive, because they're smart, successful individuals, and no one can argue with that. I mean, some of the most successful guys on the planet. I think they're going to bring that perspective, and I think the country is saying, yeah, we want that kind of approach, that fresh, new, outside approach coming in.
So, as we've explained, Nichole, obviously a lot of enthusiasm with Republicans. There's still heavy skepticism among several Republicans. And when it comes to Democrats I've spoken to, I think it's fair to say they're skeptical of this idea as well. I just talked to Richie Neal not so long ago. He's the top Democrat on the Ways and Means Committee, which handles tax policy. And he said, look, if there are good ideas they want to put forward to cut costs, we are all for that. He says the problem is this cannot be a situation where they're cutting certain things so that they can just make up for tax cuts for wealthy people. He says if that's the case, Democrats are going to run away from that. Having said that, there are a couple of Democrats, notably people like Ro Khanna, Congressman Jared Moskowitz, and a few others, who have expressed serious interest in DOGE, in working with them and at least hearing what they have to say. So it's interesting that, at least in a very small way, there's some Democratic buy-in. We'll see as DOGE progresses if that changes.
Absolutely. All right, Joe Connell, live for us there in Washington. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.